descend and maintain 2074.
Who am I?
Comet 504, descend and maintain 3000. 3000, Comet 504.
Answer Captain 724 is our traffic about
In my 20s, I dream of flying a plane. Due to having glasses, I thought it's not possible. In mid-2016, I started to have foggy vision. After I checked out, the doctor said I have cataract in both my eyes. Wow! I really never expected this. I felt like taking a trip to the moon, jumping up and down. I'm filled with excitement. But the unexpected turns out into my reality. The cold, hard truth. I need to step into divorce. My mom said her final goodbye, and my family broke apart. I stepped into a solitude journey. This is the best journey I ever experienced. It was super challenging. My achievement, the award-winning author from housewife to pilot, the beginning.
Comet 504, descend and maintain 3000. 3000, Comet 504.
I'm Keiko Lim. I'm here holding your hands, guiding you every steps to discover your potential, harness that energy, bring it to your reality, and make your dreams come true.
Comet 504, ready to speed of 170 per tower space. You get following a Boeing 727, 1 o'clock, 6 miles right base, descending on a 3500.
Hello and welcome to Tuesday with Keiko. Today, my guest speaker, Ondra Němčik. He's a mindset coach, international speaker, best-selling author, content creator, and community leader who overcame depression and social anxiety without therapy or medication. He has worked in 8 different fields and 4 different countries before becoming fully self-employed at the age of 22. Since then, he has been a digital nomad, visiting over 20 countries. His expertise is helping individuals overcome social anxiety, find their purpose and passion in life, and start their impact-driven business. Welcome, Ondra Němčik.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So, can you tell me more about you? I mean, how you started going into a business at such a young age?
Yeah. I started going into business when I was around 19, on the age of 19 and 20. I started the business that I have now at the age of 20, so just about 4 years ago. And the main reason was because I started seeing people on social media a lot being like, I'm traveling here, I'm making money online doing this. And I was just like, oh, I want to do that. Oh my God, how are people doing that? I just got absolutely kind of mesmerized by the possibility of having this kind of life. And I decided to, do my digging and found out, oh, there's this way to do business, there's this way to make money online, there's this way. And I started doing a bunch of them, and I bought a couple courses and ended up being scammed a bunch of times, and started trying this business model and this business model. And then ultimately, after about a year or so, I landed on coaching because, like you said in my intro, in my bio, I myself overcame my depression and social anxiety, my mental health issues without therapy and medication. So I decided to start a business to help other people with social anxiety and similar issues that I used to have.
I see. How do you get that breakthrough?
It's a great question. I think first we have to start with what even is a breakthrough. And I love the definition by Tony Robbins. His definition of a breakthrough is, it is a moment in time when everything changes and the impossible becomes possible. So I'll give you an example of like a few of my breakthroughs, I guess, or a few of my moments in time.
Yeah.
Back when I was 13 years old, I was struggling with very bad social anxiety and depression. And I just felt like I can't live like this anymore. Right? If I felt like it was impossible for me to be able to express myself the way I wanted. It felt like it was impossible for me to be happy and to really enjoy life, or to be like normal, like the other kids. And it got to the point where I was just so desperate, and I just picked up my phone one day. I was lying in my bed and I picked up my phone and I just Googled how to be happy. And after that Google search, I discovered, there's actually answers online. Like, wow, who would have thought? There's actually guides and books and videos on how to be happy. And that's how I got introduced into the world of self-improvement. And that was a huge breakthrough, because now I was stuck in, I felt like everything was impossible. And that opened up the whole world almost to me, especially the world of personal development, where I started learning more and more and more about how I can build more confidence, how I can change my thoughts, how I can improve my emotional well-being and change my mental health, right? So that
Yeah,
was a
that's right.
specific moment in time when it just got so bad that I Googled how to be happy, and I opened up this world of possibilities for me. Another breakthrough came in a little bit of a different way. Fast forward, and as I said in the beginning, when I was around 19, I was looking into affiliate marketing as a business model, into dropshipping as a business model, into this. But I always kind of, in the back of my mind, I always knew that I want to be a coach, that I want to help other people. Again, because that was my story and that's what I wanted to do. However, I felt like I was too young and nobody would listen to my life advice, because I had no life experience, right? From
Yeah.
the outside looking in, you would be like, who's this 19-year-old kid trying to give life advice? Of course, right? And
Yeah. And
so
I mean, they will think that your experience is not there, not as deep.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no, exactly. So that was my limiting belief, right? And it was holding me
Yes.
back from actually starting the business that I wanted to do. And so that's why I was thinking, okay, I have to become rich and successful first, and then people will listen to me, so then I can become a coach. And that's why I was doing all of these different businesses. And one day, nothing was really working. I was not making any money. I was becoming very frustrated. And I ended up having a call with a mindset and business coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to her, and I told her my situation. And she said exactly this. So, okay, so you've been doing this business and this business, you've been trying this. What do you really want to do? And I kind of thought for like a little bit, because I hesitated, like, should I say, should I not? But I said, I want to be a coach. I want to help people with confidence, with mindset, with mental health, with social anxiety. And she's like, okay, so why don't you do that? I'm like, well, I'm too young and nobody's going to listen to me. So I had to do other things. And I will never forget this. She had, do you know how in the talent shows, when they don't like the performance, they have the buzzers and then they
Yeah.
just go, "Duh." She had
That's
a
right.
little tiny portable one, and she just pressed it. She was like, huh? And she like, that's a limiting belief. That's not true, but that is stuck in your brain. That's the thing that's holding you back.
That,
And I
that,
was
that
like,
is really amazing, huh?
wow, you're right. And she was totally right. So by pressing that button on my limiting belief and calling it out, she helped me overcome it. Then we went into like her process of, okay, what is actually true and how can you, what will you change? And so that was my moment of breakthrough, where I realized that it was only a limiting belief in my head saying that I'm too young, that nobody would listen to me. And it wasn't true, because guess what? I had a story, I had the experiences, I had the insights, I had the practices, and I did do the thing that I wanted to help people with. I already did it, right? So I didn't need
Yes.
to wait for anything more. And so I came off the call, I dropped all of the other businesses. I started my coaching business, started making videos, started offering coaching sessions, and just helping people. And so that was a second breakthrough that I had.
Yeah, I love that your coach had the bustle And I guess it's like, we have to basically get, this kind of buzzer
Yeah,
and put
yeah,
it
yeah,
with us. And then each time if we got limiting beliefs comes out, we have to press the buzzer.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
it
don't
is
you
so
don't
true
need the
that,
buzzer. Sorry,
mm,
but you don't need the buzzer exactly. It was just a nice addition. But what you really
yes,
need is being able to see it for what it is, which is a limiting belief, and be able to call it out and then look on the other side.
yeah.
And the buzzer was just a little thing that I experienced personally, and I loved it. It was great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little
because
bit funny.
a friend of mine that I knew from Facebook, what he did is, he said he had a clap with both his hands. Each time the limiting
Mm,
belief came out, yeah, he clapped, and
that
that
can be a
will
good one.
change his thought.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we really have to, have that moment where to realize we need to change our thoughts, because the thought is not us.
Yeah.
So many people are stuck, and each time we are having those negative thoughts in our mind, and even up to now, even like, I've been 4 years in self-development journey. Yeah, I do have the thoughts came up, and
Yeah.
telling me I'm not good enough, but every day I try to change that story in my head. Each day I take small steps, and that small steps, 1 year later, that small steps become one big step, where today I'm the award-winning author, from housewife to pilot, the beginning. I really hope that, everyone listening to this podcast, they are able to shift their belief and perspective that they can do anything they want in their heart. And for the second question, how you gain clarity of what you love doing?
This is an amazing question as well. I think a lot of people struggle with kind of being lost in life, or not knowing what they want to do or what they love to do. And there's many different answers, many different approaches.
That's right.
Myself felt lost for a while in my life as well, and it starts with just getting off the couch or getting off your bed and just go out there and start doing things, start trying things, right? Like quite literally, just go and do things. And in these days, honestly, it starts with getting off technology and getting off social media. Just go and do things, try as many things as you want, and stick with. That's how you will figure out what you really like, what you like doing, what you don't like doing. But you have to start doing things. It can be as simple as that. If you want to get more technical with it, one of my favorite exercises that I recommend to people that I did myself a couple times is start with your curiosity, right? Like curiosity is this innate ability or this innate quality that we have as human beings. And as kids, like we're curious about anything, right? You're gonna ask a
That's right.
thousand
Yeah.
questions and you're gonna
Yeah.
ask a thousand more. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, what's this? What's that? And you're just like so curious about the world, right? So tap
Yes,
into
that's right.
that. And but as we become more adults, you're supposed to be more strict. You're not supposed to be as a kid anymore because the society tells you or whatever. And so we tend to lose a lot of that curiosity. But if you want to find out what you love doing, it has to start with what you're curious about. And so that's where you can start finding out the things that you can try. And again, if you want to get more technical with it, to find your passion or find what you love to do, take out a piece of paper or your journal if you're into journaling already, and make a list of 20 to 25 things that you are curious about, right? Like
That's
something
a
that
that's a good way. Yeah.
you're you are really curious about, you are interested in it. And those are the things that you can start trying to do, or that you've already tried, that you already know that they kind of interested you a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit, write it down. And it's 20 to 25 things. If you can write down more, perfect. Most people, even me, I would say you get kind of stuck at about 5 to 10. You get kind of stuck, and that's why on purpose the exercise is to do 25 or 20 at least, so then you stretch yourself a little bit, right? And if you stretch yourself a little bit, you will find out that, oh, I'm actually interested and curious in a lot more things that I thought. And the next stage or the next step of this, once you have all of your 25 things, you want to look back through the list, and you want to look for things, how things intersect. So I'll give you an example. If you are really curious about psychology, you're also really curious about travel, photography, dogs, and making videos or having conversations, right?
Yeah.
So you want to look at these 5, 6, or 7 things that I just listed, and be like, okay, so maybe photography, travel, and dogs. Well, those 3 can intersect, and now you're zoning in into, it's not only photography, that's very broad, very general, right? But it is
Yes.
photography combined with travel, combined with dogs. So you can go around and you can say, I'm gonna go around photographing street dogs or dogs around the world, right? So now you've combined 3 curiosities into one activity that can potentially become one of your passions, because a combination of curiosities is what creates more intense feeling of what you love to do. Is this making sense?
Yes. Yeah, it is so true that many of us, I think we are living in a so-called society system. We just have to follow the society. You have to get a 9 to 5 job, but that is not the way how life works. Yeah, life is flexible. And one thing, what I've learned is you need to be adaptable. And
Yes,
also, another thing is you need to say yes to a lot of things, not no to so many things. Because once you say yes, opportunities opening up.
absolutely.
Yeah. And the third question for you is what is the takeaway for our viewers?
The takeaway is, well, it depends on where you are at in life, but I would say from the conversation that we had from today, get up, get out, and start doing things, start experiencing life. And I can tell you, I've been a digital nomad for the past 2.5 years, which basically just means, it's just fancy words for explaining that I make money online and I travel the world, right? And so I've
Yeah.
been out here exploring the world for the past 2.5 years, and I wouldn't have experienced not nearly enough of these things, not even close, if I was just sitting at home trying to figure out what I want to do in life, right? And some of
Mm.
those experiences I didn't like I didn't fully enjoy. I didn't love doing every single thing that I did, but I discovered, oh, I don't like this, but I love this, so I'm going to go more towards this now, right? But I
Yeah.
wouldn't have discovered any of this, I wouldn't have experienced any of this if I was just sitting back trying to figure out what I want to do in life. So
So true.
be proactive, go out there, start trying things, talk to more and more people, even start a podcast. Even if you don't want to do a podcast, start a podcast as an excuse to have conversations with other people, to find out what other people are doing in life, and that might inspire you. Listen to other people's stories and experiences. That might inspire you to do something else, to do something of your
Yes,
own
it
as
is.
well.
Doing podcasts like I started doing podcasts in August. I'm loving it. To listen to the different guest speakers' story. That is really amazing. And what brings you to Vietnam?
Oh, a couple things. First of all, love Vietnamese food. I love Vietnamese people. I love Vietnamese culture. And this is like a little thing, I guess, but I love motorbike taxis. So you can just go on your phone and book a motorbike, and then the guy just pulls up to your doorstep, and you just hop on the back of the motorbike. It costs like $1 or like £1 or something to get all
Yeah.
the way around the city, basically. So I love that. And also, just overall, I love Southeast Asia. There's amazing communities in some of
Yes,
these
it
cities. I'm
is.
currently in Da Nang in Vietnam, which is an amazing community of other nomads, other entrepreneurs, people working on their passion projects and hosting events and building businesses and doing all kinds of amazing things.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
a
easy to
amazing
meet other,
community.
yeah, it's easy to meet other awesome people. And the last thing that actually I I didn't know before I came here this time, but it really made me fall in love with Vietnam even more, is that they have very easy visa situation for both me and my partner. So my partner
I see.
she is from Cambodia, so her passport makes it really difficult to get some visas
Yes, it
around the world
is.
somewhere.
Yeah,
And so Vietnam is one of those places where she can get a very easy 3 month visa, easily extendable as well. So
yeah,
we can live here more longer, because even when we are digital nomads and we travel the world a bunch, we need stable time to work on the business and to do that. Because like we talked before, it is incredibly hard, and you cannot travel every week and still build a business on the side. Like that's
yeah.
basically not possible if you're building a business from complete scratch and you're growing it, right? You need to
That's
have
right.
more of a two
More of
months,
a
3 months
stable time.
focus,
Yeah.
stable time to focus on,
Yes.
and then you can go travel for a month or 2 months or
Yes.
whatever, and then you can go back into business mode, right? So it allows us to do it this way. But we are planning to go to Thailand towards the end of the year,
Yeah. Nice place.
for a few months. Yeah, Thailand as well, and then
Yeah.
we lived in Indonesia, Malaysia. Visited Singapore a little bit. I also traveled all around Europe. I lived in the States for a couple months. I lived in Mexico for a couple months as well. So yeah, like I just pass through, be like, oh, people said that this place is amazing. All right, cool. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go live there, and I'm gonna move on.
That's amazing. It's like we are like having one life on Earth, and it's cool that you get to experience living in different countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you have that love of Vietnamese food? Because
What do you mean?
as,
It's
as
just delicious.
Asians,
What do you
yeah,
mean?
as Asians, we love all kinds of food. But
Right.
when it comes to European, they are like not so open to a lot of variety of food.
Mm.
Because when you yeah, I mean I'm in the Netherlands, and the Dutch, they are not so open to a lot of variety of food. And for me, it's like Vietnamese food. Oh my, it's really, I love pho.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Oh my God. It's delicious. Um,
Yes, I just love it.
in yeah, I noticed in your original video that you were at the Amsterdam airport. I used to work there, so I actually lived in the
I
Netherlands for a
see.
year and a half.
I
I lived
see.
in Amsterdam,
Hmm.
and I definitely noticed that Dutch people don't really have their own food, but not much variety, I guess. But it's more of a, yeah, just
They,
Western
they love
European food.
croquette, toasty,
Toasty, yeah, yeah.
and they don't like chicken wing.
No, no chicken wing. Okay.
No chicken wing. Meat with bones.
Oh, yeah. Not my favorite, I have to say. That's
Okay.
something that I've noticed in Asia, especially in some of the soups. It's like they just take the
Yeah.
chicken and just chop it up like almost random, and you have to take all of the little bones out of it. I'm like, this is just annoying. Like I like, to be fair, I love when the food is delicious, but
Yeah.
and my partner knows this. I love food that's easy to eat. Like easy to eat is first, and like if it's a little bit more difficult to eat, I'm like, okay, points go down. Even if it's like most delicious thing, it's not easy to eat, points down.
I really wonder why is it European don't have that how you say, don't have the liking of eating meat with bones.
It's just annoying, you know. Like
I
it's just
see.
annoying.
So I guess everyone feels the same. And in yeah, we Asians know, we just love it.
I've noticed, yeah.
Yeah, we just
I've
enjoy
noticed.
anything.
Yeah, it is an
Yeah.
interesting
Yes, it's interesting to see the difference in culture. Yeah, I
Because you're
guess it's
used
like
to it. I
yes.
think because
When you
if you grow
travel
up,
the world, at least it's like you get to meet different people and you get to understand the different cultures.
yeah, yeah. For
Yeah.
example, eating rice
Mm,
with your hands. They do it
yeah.
in Malaysia a lot, right?
Yes.
Like, but
Yes.
I was like, so you take rice, you have sauce all over it, but you still eat it with your hands. So
Yeah.
like your hand is all like dripping with the sauce, and I'm like,
Yes.
really? Just take a
Very
spoon, you
tasty.
know? Like, come on, like just take a spoon, you know? It's not
Very tasty. And it's very tasty. Because
right, and that's what people say.
The Indians and the Malays, they
Oh,
do it
yeah,
common, yeah.
and that's what
And
people say. Like, it just tastes better if you eat it with your hand. I'm like, all
yes.
right, cool, good for you, I guess. Um, yeah, but I think it's the difference between like we grow up being like,
Yeah.
oh, don't eat with your hands. Like since you're a kid in Europe or in the
Mm,
West, you're like,
yeah.
what? You're eating with your hands? Ugh. Like that's disgusting. Whatever. Use this and be nice around the table. And there's like a certain etiquette around the dinner
Mm,
table.
that's
Whereas
right.
in Asia, since you're a kid, you're just like, oh, food, and you're like eating it. So it brings like a certain joy. So
Yes.
it's the way we are, raised. I think.
Yeah, I guess so because it is so different and yeah, living here, to be honest, and people are so different as well. Where like in Asia people are so open, and in Europe I feel sometimes I feel am I too how you say I don't want to be going overboard if you are not comfortable with me approaching how
Right.
I approach you in the conversation. I don't want to I don't want to get overboard with that. So at times it's like I find it kind of like not easy to adjust in that sense. And
Yeah.
because it's like I don't how should I put it? I don't know what they are thinking in their mind.
Yeah.
You get what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Whether they're thinking, no, I don't like the way you talk to me in this manner, or whatever. And
Yeah.
sometimes people find it so difficult to voice up.
Yeah.
They don't want to hurt the other party's feeling, that kind of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I hear you. I totally understand. And
Yeah.
I will tell you the same thing that I tell to my clients and my students is it does not matter what people are thinking. Um, Pay more attention in these situations. Pay more attention to their body language. Pay more attention to what they're saying, how they're saying things. Not try and wonder, oh, am I being weird, or are they thinking that I'm being weird? Just
Mm.
direct the attention more into the present moment, not into what you think they might be thinking or feeling. Because I've been going around talking to strangers for 7-8 years now
Yeah.
in 3 continents at this point.
Mm.
So there in Asia, people are definitely way more friendly, way more open.
That's
But in
right.
Europe, it's the same. Most people, even in Europe, most people always told me when I kind of went around and I asked a bunch of people, what do you think about talking to strangers? And most people will always say, well, I'm always happy and open to talk to people, but I will never start the conversation because I'm afraid to get rejected. I'm afraid to be weird. I'm worried that
Mm.
they will not want to talk to me, that I will bother them. Right. So then you have so many people in public and they want to talk to each other, but they are all scared that they would bother each
Mm.
other, so they don't. Right. And that's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like kind of ironic to me. So I was always one of the kids, or not always, but I became one of those people who just goes around, talks to people, talks to strangers, and sometimes people love it, sometimes people don't love it so much. And
Mm.
but yeah, generally speaking, it's you don't have to worry about it. Like, either they will tell you or that you will be able to read the body language, but just go out and
Yes.
do it and enjoy yourself.
That's right. Yeah, true. Because it's not about them. It's
Yeah.
is us how we feel, and if you know, like for example, someone they're not comfortable, then just leave.
Yep.
No need to stuck there and feeling uncomfortable the whole day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Ondra, really nice to have you on my program. And hopefully one day we might meet in Asia. Who knows? That would be amazing. And we can create another episode as a follow up in future.
Yeah.
So thank you to be on my show.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. So goodbye. So see you perhaps in Asia.
Somewhere in the world.
Yes, that's right. So bye.